Yo, what's going on people? It's your boy Huncho back at you again with another video. And today we've got a video that I missed around a week or so ago, but for you guys who aren't aware, on Sundays, sometimes what I'll do is if I've missed a story and I feel like that story needs shedding light on, then we'll go ahead and put that in a Sunday video. As long as the story isn't more than say a month or so old at the time of recording, we'll go ahead and share that. If I've missed a story and you guys want me to take a look into something, then feel free to DM me on Instagram. It will be linked down in the description below. But with that being said, let's jump into today's video. So this story takes us back to March the 10th, 2020, and three men, that being Kyron Iveen, Gerard Doherty and Kyle Riley, were driving along the A449 in a Volvo loaded with various weapons, including a shotgun, a handgun, a wooden axe, a machete, 2 knives and ammunition. As the trio were driving, the West Mercia police had been stationary in a black Skoda. When the vehicle had passed them going over the speed limit, the police decided they wanted to pull the car over. They didn't stop, and so a chase was on. The car would go on a high-speed police pursuit, with it reaching speeds of 125 miles an hour, but if you thought that was the most shocking thing, then think twice, because as the police were preparing to deploy a stinger to stop the vehicle, the driver's side window was wound down and Gerard would produce a handgun and open fire at police, shooting towards the car. The Volvo would also make its way across a central reservation, driving into oncoming traffic, and it nearly collided with a fuel tanker. Eventually it would clip a curb, which broke one of the wheels, causing it to collide with a vehicle being driven by a member of the public before coming to a stop. When police ran over to apprehend the three, both Kyron and Kyle were arrested at the scene, but shooter Gerard decided to make a run for it, and he headed for the McDonald's close by. From what's being reported, it's believed that Gerard, who's described as having a low IQ, would be picked up on CCTV going into the McDonald's towards the disabled toilets in an attempt to get rid of evidence. It's believed he was trying to flush 2 bullets, but this didn't work, and a member of the public found those 2 bullets in the toilet. When he was arrested close by around 1:05 PM, he was found with a cut to his hand and face, which he went on to say as he had been involved in a fight, and the reason for him being at McDonald's was to pick up his girlfriend. But evidence showed that he'd been there not just from the CCTV, but also his fingerprints had been found on the grab rail in the disabled toilets. All men went on to be charged with various charges, including attempted murder, but attempted murder would eventually go on to be dropped, and recently all 3 went on to be jailed after they pleaded guilty to the charges brought against them. Gerard was sentenced to 14 years for 2 charges of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of ammunition with intent to endanger life, and 3 charges of possession of an offensive weapon. Kyron was sentenced to 8 years and 9 months to 1 charge of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of ammunition with intent to endanger life, and 3 charges of possession of an offensive weapon. And Kyle was sentenced to 10 years for possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of ammunition with intent to endanger life, and 4 charges of possession of an offensive weapon. And so, a pretty crazy story to say the least, and the fact that they had got off that attempted murder charge, we don't know the details, but it does seem as if the prosecution was okay with it going ahead without those charges. But I genuinely would think that that would have been the case, but clearly that's not the case. Now, if we cast our minds back to the CB case, by the way, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll leave the Throwback Case also linked down in the description below. Feel free to go and give that one a watch. But in that one as well, we've seen CB jailed for longer for just waving a shotgun at police, and obviously in this situation an actual shot had been fired, and of course the years were much lower in this situation. Again, it is all circumstantial, so that's what you have to bear in mind, because I know a lot of you are going to compare the two in the comment section below. I know a lot of similar cases to CB's, a lot of the fans will always try and compare the different cases, but again, we have to bear in mind that it is all circumstantial at the end of the day. But let me know what you guys think of this down in the comment section below. Give the video a little like, and if you want the latest drill, street and music news out of the UK, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your boy Huncho, and I'm out.